And we'll hop straight on board with Slay, who is one of Guile's players, and we'll see what he'll get off to off the bat. On this retaliation, what should the team be doing off the first hill?
Obviously just playing for contest time, trying to set up for the money hills. I mean, you got Grave coming up not straight after the next one, so these first two hills, just make sure you don't fall behind and try and get good spawns for the crucial hills on the map.
And straight away we see Guile taking down the Visify lineup. They have 3 players dead at one point. We'll hop over with Greeno and see what he can get going. He was one of Visify's big slayers, so is he one of the players you're expecting to step up this game?
Well, Greeno played this first series and he played extremely well, and then unfortunately he missed Sunday's matchup because of illness, but now he's back and we're looking for him to make an impact here.
And you expecting for him to have a big game if Visify play well? Is he your key man on this Visify lineup?
Well, from what I've seen from Visify, when Greeno's performing well, the team's playing well, so you'd be expecting him to try and drop some numbers and his team to follow.
And right now we can see that it was only RYYX who rotated over towards this Car Hill out of the other 7 players on the map. They were still contesting that time when there was only 2 seconds left on bridge. Is that a bad move for this map?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons that both teams are coming into this 0-2. You need to get your rotations on point, and you need to make sure they're early enough so you can take control of the next hill. And if all the players are challenging the old hill, the communication just can't be there.
And right now we do see Visify picking up the spawns after Verietta. He did get a 2-piece on that hill, taking his tally from 2 to 3, 2-4 to 3. So right now it looks like he's heating up, and there he goes, picks up another one. And right now Visify are completely outslaying this Guile team. They need to step it up in this next hill. We'll hop on board with Benji now as he does pick up one, and we'll see if he can carry that momentum in and potentially get a break onto this Graveyard Hill, or Cathedral Hill, sorry. Right now he's got to wait up for his team. They have got streaks coming in, and it is Identity, and he picks up one of the players with that Trinity rocket, and that helps lock down this hill. And how big's the time on this Cathedral Hill, Sam?
Extremely big. I mean, you're going to be setting the other team to be spawning extremely far away. Obviously they're spawning on the other side of the map, gives you the opportunity to get some time on this hill, and it can make a impact overall on this map.
I think as well though, if you have lost out this Cathedral Hill, you've basically got to concentrate on the hills, the back broken hill, and just try to get the time on that one.
Yeah, that's what the teams need to do. They can't be too aggressive on this hill. If they're not going to get the time, they need to try and make sure they get the spawns for the next one, because if one team holds both spawns on these 2 money hills, they're going to get a huge lead.
But as we see, Guile round up the time on that Cathedral Hill, but sadly they can't keep the spawns for the burning building. So we'll see what Verietta does here, looking to lock down this hard point for his team, as 3 Guile players are pushing in all from different angles, and his team gets slayed down at the back by Benji. So let's see what he can do here to get a hold on this point. And the score now is 104 to 43 in favour of Visify. What do Guile need to do to step up in the second half of this game?
Obviously spawns is where it really starts on hardpoint. You get the spawns and obviously you get the power positions, and once you get that sorted out, the game really just comes to you and you should have the advantage. They'll be looking to rotate a little bit earlier than the other teams and hopefully be able to take control.
We see Identity there picking up 1 kill on the flank. I don't think he's expecting the second, but he guns him anyway. And now Guile are now spawning at the back Cathedral hardpoint, so we'll see what they can do from this position and see if they can get some time on this hill. Currently we see Visify leading by about 60 points, and Guile really do need to step up their game if they want to take this first map. Do you expect to see them win this? If they lose this hard point, do you reckon they'll win this series, or do you reckon Visify will play out and get the 3-0?
Well, obviously, because I'm not currently in the game, I can't see how both teams are playing, but from what it sounds like and from the stream itself, Visify seem to have a decent control over this map, and obviously S&D is anyone's game. It's nothing like Respawn. And we saw on Sunday a lot of teams got absolutely destroyed on the first hardpoint, came back and won the S&D extremely convincingly. So hoping for a close one here.
And that S&D gives the team so much momentum going into that third uplink map. I mean, is the S&D one of the biggest games in the series?
Yeah, the next S&D is going to be huge for both teams. Obviously, every map in a best of 5 is huge, but the S&D is definitely a big one you want to be taking. And especially if you lose the hard point, you're going to need to try and get that S&D to equal up the series 1-1.
And right now we see Identity going 16 and 10 with 1 minute 10 in Hill. And right now he is the biggest player in this game for Visify. And we'll see what he can get going in the second half of the map, see whether he can string it together. As Greeno gets another 2-piece and he is 13 and 9. And like we said early in this game, when he heats up, he really does have a big impact for his team. And right now the slaying is going in Visify's favour. And we see RYYX at the bottom of the leaderboard going 6 and 14. He is really struggling to string some kills together. We'll see what he can do over towards this bike shed hill. As he gets the early rotate, he does pick up one. And Guile do slay out Visify there. And we'll see if they can get some big time on this hill. They need to claw back time now. They are 190 to 76 down. So we'll see what they can get going here. And yes, Piggy Bank Shot, we will be streaming the Arctic game. That is at 10 o'clock tonight. We're looking to stream all night, so we'll see what goes on there. And like we said previously, this game is huge for both parties simply because it's top 6 that make playoffs, and with 2 games down, you can't really count anyone out right now.
You can't. 0-2, you know, it's not ideal for either of these two teams, but they're well and truly still in the fight for top 6. And we got to remember that top 6 are going to be starting in the losers bracket when it comes to the actual playoffs. So either way, they're still going to, you know, be at a slight disadvantage if they get 5th or 6th. But I mean, making the playoffs for either of these two teams, you got to call that a win right now.
Definitely so. I mean, we haven't seen the quality from either of these two teams yet, but Visify have really stepped up in this game. 240 to 77 is now the score, and they are showing that they are a force to be reckoned with. I reckon they've put the practice in during the week. What would you say?
Definitely. Their performances against Arctic earlier on in last week's fixtures, they performed extremely well and unfortunately lost the series 3-2.